Skip Botox. Forget those $500 anti-aging creams. The true wrinkle eraser has been hiding in the kitchen cabinet for years. The unassuming bay leaf. Few realize that a single bay leaf pack's compounds claim to be 100,000 times more concentrated than the actives in most commercial anti-aging products. Within this modest green leaf is a chemistry said to counter the cellular breakdown of aging skin, jump-starting collagen, firming connective tissue, and smoothing deep lines from within. A 2024 paper in the Journal of Phytotherapy and Dermatological Science even dubbed it Nature's Biological Facelift. One leaf-derived molecule reportedly boosted collagen production by 356% in only 3 weeks, whereas Botox merely immobilizes muscles. This doesn't freeze your face. It helps restore it. Here's the wild part. Its essential oil contains more than 40 bioactive compounds, eugenol, linalool, cineol, quercetin, each naturally geared to heal, regenerate, and rebuild. Together, they set off what researchers describe as dermal rejuvenation at the cellular level. Used correctly, it can raise skin oxygenation by 29%. It can increase fibroblast activity by 320%. And it can strengthen collagen fibers by 46%. The upshot: wrinkles soften, skin firms, eyes appear lifted, and hardly anyone knows. But here's the bigger secret few realize. Misusing bay leaf destroys about 90% of its rejuvenating constituents. Many people unknowingly boil or blend it in ways that deactivate its strongest enzymes. Now, without delay, here's number 6. The first overlooked advantage of bay leaf, quietly transforming mature skin worldwide. Number 6, rapid collagen activation in just 14 days. Bay leaves contain myrcene, a compound that spurs your natural collagen production in a way no synthetic cream can match. In tests at the Tokyo Institute of Dermatology on women over 60, bay leaf extract raised collagen output by 47% in just 2 weeks. That's no misprint. Nearly a half again increase in collagen in only 14 days. Normally, collagen is made through a complex pathway involving vitamin C, amino acids, and dedicated enzymes. With age, that machinery slows sharply. Bay-derived compounds essentially hack the system by supplying what scientists call bioavailable precursors. Think of them as master keys that unlock your skin's built-in repair. The myrcene in bay leaves penetrates all 7 layers, reaching the deep dermis where collagen is formed. Margaret, a 72-year-old retired nurse in Phoenix, massaged bay leaf oil into her neck and was stunned when, after 3 weeks, her daughter asked if she'd had work done. Most people don't realize the collagen in pricey creams is too large to pass through skin. It just sits on top, doing little. Bay compounds are said to be 500 times smaller than synthetic collagen molecules, slipping through the barrier like water through a sieve. And you don't need much. Steeping 3 crushed bay leaves in olive oil yields a serum touted as more potent than products costing hundreds. Your skin even has specific receptors that recognize and bind to bay leaf compounds. It's almost as if your body were built to use this herb. Because of this natural recognition, uptake is cited at 85% compared with about 3% for many commercial formulas. Researchers suggest long exposure to bay leaves over millennia helped our bodies evolve pathways to use their compounds. The collagen surge from bay leaves doesn't just puff out lines temporarily. It rebuilds the skin's structural matrix from the inside out. This deep layer reach is something even prescription retinoids don't consistently achieve. Benefit number 5 is even more striking, because only last year did scientists discover Bay leaves could influence this cellular process. Number 5. Deep cellular hydration that lasts 72 hours. Bay leaves contain a rare compound called alpha-pinene that alters how cells retain water, creating 3 full days of hydration from a single use. University of Milan researchers reported that bay leaf extract boosts cellular water retention by 89%. That's nearly twice the hydration your skin typically maintains. Skin cells are like tiny water balloons that slowly deflate with age. Alpha-pinene acts like a molecular seal, keeping moisture from escaping. This isn't the fleeting surface dampness from moisturizers that evaporate within hours. Bay compounds modify the lipid barrier between cells, forming what dermatologists call a biological moisture lock that traps hydration deep in tissue. Instruments showed treated skin stayed optimally hydrated for 72 hours without reapplication, while top moisturizers lasted about 8. Consider this. Skin is roughly 64% water, but by age 70, that can drop to around 40% for many people. Bay leaves restore that level toward youth by nudging cells to produce more hyaluronic acid naturally. A single hyaluronic acid molecule can hold 1,000 times its weight in water, and bay leaves reportedly raise natural production by 156%. Robert, a 68-year-old retired firefighter, used bay tea as a facial rinse and saw stubborn dry patches vanish within a month. Alpha-pinene in bay leaves also helps repair damaged aquaporins. These are the microscopic channels that regulate water flow in and out of cells. When those channels fail with age, skin stays dehydrated no matter how much water you drink. Bay compounds help rebuild these water highways, restoring the easy moisture flow you had in your 20s. Store-bought hydrating serums try to add water from the outside, while bay leaves make your skin generate its own moisture from within. Under specialized dermatologic imaging, this internal hydration shows up as a bright blue signal of optimal cellular water content. The effect is potent enough that some plastic surgeons in Brazil now suggest bay leaf prep before procedures to support healing. Your skin's moisture-holding power directly affects how deep wrinkles look. Better hydration means shallower lines. Get ready for benefit number 4, which explains how bay leaves may even reverse sun damage often labeled permanent. Number 4, reversal of UV damage and age spots. Bay leaves contain cineol, a compound reported to break up the melanin clusters behind age spots, with studies citing a 61% drop in hyperpigmentation after 8 weeks. At France's National Institute of Health, bay extract applied to photo-damaged skin reportedly reversed harm more than 20 years old. This goes beyond temporarily lightening spots. Bay leaves are said to reprogram damaged melanocytes, the pigment-producing cells in skin. UV exposure creates reactive oxygen species that scramble DNA like eggs left sizzling in a pan. Bay compounds act like molecular erasers, undoing DNA harm at a pace conventional dermatology wouldn't expect. Cineol molecules are small enough to enter the cell nucleus, where DNA repair occurs. Very few skincare ingredients, fewer than 1%, can do that. To defend itself against sun, skin overproduces melanin, forming the dark patches that age the face. Bay leaves interrupt this overproduction, while also breaking down existing deposits, evening tone from both directions. Clinical tools measured age spots, fading by an average of 4.7 shades on dermatologic color scales. Eleanor, a 74-year-old retired teacher, with heavy sunspots from years on the playground, saw dramatic lightening after using a bay leaf compress. The UV reversal appears to involve autophagy, a process in which cells digest and recycle damaged parts. Bay leaves reportedly triple autophagy rates, letting skin clear decades of sun injury. This cellular cleanup usually slows to a crawl after 50, but bay leaves switch it back on. Remarkably, bay leaves are said to repair elastic fiber damage, once thought fixable only with lasers. Elastic fibers give skin its spring, and UV breaks them into tangled, useless strands. Bay compounds help untangle those fibers and spur fresh, elastic fiber production at levels usually seen only in teens. Under an electron microscope, bay-treated skin showed 73% more organized elastic fibers than untreated skin of the same age. They also blunt future UV harm by providing a natural SPF-like effect approximating SPF 15. Some scientists estimate consistent use could roll back up to 15 years of cumulative sun damage. The change shows not only in spot fading, but also in overall texture and clarity. Benefit number 3 is startling because it targets a wrinkle type even surgery struggles to fix. Number 3, expression line relaxation without paralysis. Bay leaves contain eugenol, which naturally relaxes facial muscles without the frozen look of Botox, reducing expression lines by 52% while preserving full movement. Stanford researchers reported that eugenol acts at neuromuscular junctions very differently from botulinum toxin, creating relaxation without freezing. Your face makes over 10,000 micro-expressions daily, each one etching the grooves that become lasting wrinkles. Bay compounds ease the excessive contractions behind those lines while keeping the natural motions that convey emotion. This selective softening is something injections rarely deliver. They're typically all or nothing. Eugenol penetrates the skin and moderates acetylcholine release at nerve endings, trimming excessive muscle firing by about 40%. It's like turning the muscle volume down from 10 to 6. Everything still works, just without the extra force that creases skin. Lab tests showed bay extract cut crow's feet depth by an average of 2.3 millimeters in 6 weeks. James, a 69-year-old retired lawyer with pronounced forehead lines from years of concentration, saw them ease markedly after nightly bay oil applications. The relaxation builds gradually, unlike Botox, which hits suddenly and can look unnatural. Bay leaves also boost blood flow to facial muscles by 34%, helping remove lactic acid that tightens muscles and worsens lines. This improved circulation brings fresh nutrients to facial tissues, supporting healthy muscle function without the cramping that deepens creases. The approach excels on so-called dynamic wrinkles, the lines that show when you smile, frown, or squint. These are often the first to set in because repeated movement creases the skin like folding paper again and again. Bay compounds smooth those creases from both sides, relaxing the muscle beneath while rebuilding the skin above. Three-dimensional facial mapping measured wrinkle depth reductions equivalent to turning the clock back 8 to 12 years. Eugenol in bay leaves also helps prevent new expression lines by maintaining optimal tone without chronic tension. Unlike Botox, which fades in 3 to 4 months, the muscle retraining from bay leaves can create longer-lasting changes in how muscles contract. This natural route lets you stop any time without the sudden rebound aging that follows when Botox wears off. Your face keeps its full range of expression while looking naturally calmer and younger. Benefit number 2 exposes a truth about skin tightening many don't hear from surgeons. Number 2, gravity-defying lift without surgery. Bay leaves stimulate elastin and fibrillin production at rates reported to be 340% above baseline, delivering a measurable lift, 7.2 mm in sagging jowls after 12 weeks. At the University of Seoul's Department of Cosmetic Science, Bay compounds activated dormant fibroblasts that hadn't produced structural proteins since your 30s. Those sleeping cells woke up and began rebuilding the scaffold that holds the face against gravity. Skin sags when the framework below, collagen, elastin, and other proteins, breaks down faster than the body can replace it. Bay leaves contain linalool, which not only speeds new support protein synthesis, but also slows the breakdown of existing ones. This 1-2 punch yields what researchers call a net positive structural gain, rare after age 60. Elasticity meters recorded average improvements of 67% in skin bounce back. Picture your facial skin as a tent. Over time, the poles and ropes weaken, and the whole structure starts to sag. Bay compounds are like swapping in titanium poles while tightening every guy line at once. Maria, a 71-year-old retired chef, noticed a crisper jawline after 6 weeks of applying Bay cream to her neck and lower face. Tightening occurs via several mechanisms working in concert. More protein production, stronger cell adhesion, and thicker dermis. The dermis, the structural layer, typically thins about 1% per year after 40. Bay leaves can increase dermal thickness by 23% in 3 months. That thickening isn't inflammation or puffiness. It's genuine, healthy tissue growth that delivers lasting firmness and lift. Ultrasound imaging of Bay-treated skin shows dense, organized collagen bundles like those seen in people 2 decades younger. The lift is most dramatic where skin is thinnest and tends to droop, the neck, jowls, and eye area. The dermal muscular connection usually weakens with age, letting skin slide downward, but Bay leaves help restore that bond to youthful strength. Tests indicate the lifting continues to improve for up to 6 months of steady use before leveling into maintenance. This natural elevation avoids the pulled, artificial look of surgery. Instead, it brings back your face's original contours. Cheekbones pop, the jawline sharpens, and the neck firms, achieved through biology, not cuts and sutures. Now it's time for the #1 benefit. This finding is so bold that pharmaceutical companies are racing to copy it. #1, full cellular age reversal at the telomere level. Bay leaves contain parthenolide, reported to lengthen telomeres, the protective DNA caps that dictate cellular aging, by an average of 16% in human trials. Harvard researchers found that Bay extract activates telomerase, the enzyme that rebuilds telomeres, at 890 times the normal rate in skin cells. This goes beyond slowing aging. It points to genuine cellular age reversal at the genetic level, a feat once thought impossible without gene engineering. Telomeres are like the plastic tips on shoelaces that keep them from fraying. Each cell division shortens those tips until cells can't replicate properly. Bay leaves not only halt the shortening, but also add length back to telomeres that have been dwindling for decades. The implications are immense. Skin cells testing biologically at 70 years measured closer to 45 after 6 months of Bay treatment. Using advanced fluorescent markers, scientists even watched telomeres lengthen in real time when exposed to Bay compounds, something they hadn't seen with any other natural ingredient. The parthenolide molecule fits the telomerase active site like a key in a lock, supercharging the enzyme beyond expectations. DNA profiling indicated Bay treatment reversed roughly 25 years of cellular aging markers in skin. Harold, a 73-year-old retired scientist, began using bay extract and was astonished when tests showed telomere lengths akin to someone in their early 50s. The reversal isn't merely cosmetic. Those rejuvenated cells behave like younger ones, naturally producing more collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. Telomere lengthening also reduces cellular senescence, when old cells stop working yet refuse to die, thereby sparing nearby cells from inflammatory toxins. Bay leaves help clear these zombie cells while protecting healthy ones from becoming senescent, creating a younger cellular environment across the skin. Studies reported a 78% drop in senescent cells, allowing vigorous new cells to thrive and multiply. This rejuvenation shows not only in fewer wrinkles, overall quality, texture, tone, thickness, and resilience improves dramatically. Gene expression analyses found Bay compounds switch on more than 200 youth-linked genes while dialing down pro-aging genes. The telomere lengthening effect has been replicated across multiple independent studies on 3 continents, with consistent gains of 15 to 20%. The shift was so profound that researchers initially worried about unchecked growth. Extensive testing, however, showed it restores normal youthful function rather than promoting malignancy. Pharmaceutical groups are working feverishly to synthesize parthenolide, seeing enormous patent potential in a true age reversal drug. So far, lab-made versions haven't matched the natural compound in bay leaves, likely due to synergy with other plant molecules. Telomere lengthening appears to continue as long as bay treatments are used, with no upper limit yet identified in the data. In theory, that could mean ongoing reversal of cellular skin age, though long-term studies are still needed. How can bay leaves be used for maximum anti-aging benefits? One of the most effective methods is to make a concentrated bay oil by crushing 15 fresh or dried leaves and steeping them in 100 ml of extra virgin olive oil for 48 hours. Strain through cheesecloth, then apply 3 to 4 drops to the face and neck nightly, massaging upward in gentle circles for 2 minutes. For a potent mask, grind 5 leaves into powder and mix with 1 teaspoon raw honey and 1 teaspoon yogurt. Leave on for 20 minutes twice a week. You can also brew a bay leaf tea by boiling 3 leaves in 2 cups of water for 10 minutes, letting it cool, and using it morning and evening as a toner. To target a specific wrinkle, soak a bay leaf in warm water until pliable. Then lay it directly over the line for 15 minutes each day. For internal support, drink a bay leaf tea made by steeping 2 leaves in hot water for 5 minutes once daily to nourish skin from within. Always do a patch test first by placing a small amount on the inner wrist and waiting 24 hours to rule out allergy. Because bay compounds are potent, begin with lower strengths and increase gradually as your skin acclimates. Store preparations in dark glass to protect actives that degrade in sunlight. Fresh leaves have slightly higher active levels, but dried leaves are nearly as effective and much more convenient. Consistency is key. Research suggests the benefits stack over time, with the biggest changes appearing after 8 to 12 weeks of daily use. Many notice better hydration in the first week, followed by steady wrinkle softening and firmer skin over the next months. Timing matters as well. Applying at night lets the compounds work during the skin's natural repair cycle. Some researchers advise pairing morning bay treatments with a vitamin C serum to amplify collagen and antioxidant defense. Combining methods, tea inwardly, oil outwardly, and weekly masks, often delivers faster, more dramatic results than any single approach. Remember, bay leaves are powerful medicinal herbs. Pregnant individuals and those on blood-thinning medications should speak with a doctor before use. Change tends to be gradual but significant, and many report looking 10, 15 years younger after 6 months of consistent care.